Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, smashing envy, strong style, cinephile. So Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Black Adam. Figure I'd tackle them in one video because they're kind of linked in some way. So let's geek about it for a scant few minutes. Now, at Fandom, we didn't see much of the finished product of Shazam because they're filming right now. We know that Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren are coming aboard the project as the villains. Kind of interesting to see Helen Mirren coming from the Fast franchise to this, kind of having that late season resurgence a la Liam Neeson or some other more mature folks jumping into these different genres than we would typically see them in and succeeding with it. Just kind of stepping out of their typical boxes and succeeding. So, hey, more power to them for doing it. Remains to be seen kind of what they bring to the table as far as villains go. We know there's going to be more traditional mythological creatures that they're bringing to have the Marvel family, the Shazam family, I guess, face in this movie. And Zachary Levi is back as Shazam, so I'm looking forward to it. Shazam was just a fun movie. Shazam was something I went into with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised with how good it is. The action was good, the humor was good, the kind of like family message was good in it, so I'm kind of interested to see how they build upon that for the sequel and still kind of keep that humor, keep that heart with whatever the plot is as it unfolds. Like I said, there wasn't all that much information, wasn't all that much finished. It was just a montage of behind the scenes stuff. And it's also interesting for me as a filmmaker myself to kind of see the behind the scenes stuff of how they set things up and just how things look when they're being shot versus kind of when things are finished. I'm always curious into that, and cameras being used, lenses being used, lighting is something I'm constantly trying to learn and get better at, because I think I suck at lighting, I'll admit. So behind the scenes stuff is interesting to me. Definitely curious about Shazam when it comes out. I'm definitely looking forward to it because the first one was great. I expect the second one to be as great. And then on the flip side of that, we have Black Adam, which has, as The Rock said during his presentation, has been a passion project of his for years, literally a decade. So I've kind of harped on this channel before, kind of wondering, do we need a Black Adam movie? And on the one hand, I kind of thought, well, it's been all this time. Who cares? It's been in developmental hell for a decade. But by the same token, I like that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has stuck with it and kind of gives me hope, gives me inspiration for some, because I have a couple passion projects I've tried to develop at different stages and just things have happened, or maybe I started to and just what I was producing just wasn't up to what I thought, what I envisioned. So I kind of put it on the back burner, but I want to go back to it. So there's two projects in particular I want to get done, and they kind of stretch along that frame of time, like almost a decade. So I like that it's inspirational that he stuck with it and just said, no, I'm going to do, come hell or high water, I'm going to do Black Adam. And kind of wonder with it is good that it took this long, because technology, film technology is better and kind of helps the film more nowadays than it would 10 years ago. So that's a plus, I think, going forward. And just, you see the guy, I mean, The Rock doesn't do anything without giving it like 1,000,000%. So you know he's going all in for it. The excitement you see from him, the fact that we're getting the JSA, because I'm a huge JSA mark. I love seeing them on Stargirl, and I just love them in any capacity. I'm making JSA custom action figures. I tried this sort of an Arrowverse-inspired JSA series. It's one of those things that you start it and it's looking like this, and you want it to look like this, and it doesn't, so it kind of fizzles out, and that's kind of what happened with that. But I love the JSA. So to see them on screen, on the big screen, will be cool. Aldous Hodge, I'm a huge fan of his. See him as Hawkman, I'm kind of curious as to how that's going to go. We got Atom Smasher, we got Cyclone, we got Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. It's going to be great. We don't know much about the plot, but we know that Black Adam is kind of an anti-hero, kind of villainous, depending upon how you look at him. Always a protector of his people. So it'd kind of be interesting to kind of see how that plays. I imagine it's going to be your typical comic book thing where they're fighting and then a larger threat looms on the horizon. They have to team up, reluctant team up to face whatever that is. And they'll put aside their differences, beat that and then vow to, you know, if Black Adam steps down the line again, the JSA will be there watching him, yada, yada, yada. Something like that. Maybe they'll do something different. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe he will just be like the true villain for it. I doubt that. But he did offer a glimpse of the movie. He said it's in post-production, and he offered a glimpse where you see a scene where he gets, I guess, summoned or released, and then we see how bulletproof he is, and just the effect of it, the look of it. I'm digging it. I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. But the only thing that kind of sucks about this kind of stuff is I think Black Adam is like 2023, or maybe it's 2022, maybe Shazam's 2023, something like that, where it's like we see the stuff, it's cool, we're looking forward to it, but it's literally calendar years away. That's the only bad thing about it. But again, it's two things that I'm genuinely curious about, more so curious about, inspired by in the case of Black Adam, and just genuinely looking forward to in the case of Shazam, because I saw what they did with the first one. Definitely looking forward to the second one. So remains to be seen how they play out. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. But you guys out there think, let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media, talk to me there, talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.